Let's get to that CPAC conference that took place over the weekend. A leading conservative talk show host, Glenn Beck, had some very tough words, certainly for the Democrats, but also for Republicans, saying they're as much to blame as the Democrats are. CNN political contributor Bill Bennett is here to talk about that. Bill is the author of a brand new book entitled A Century Turns. There it is. Take a look at that book jacket. A Century Turns, New Hopes, New Fears.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about that book. I know you love.
A lot of CNN and Wolf Blitzer in that book.
A lot of American history there. But let's talk about Glenn Beck, because this has caused a little bit of a buzz or firestorm among conservatives. He was very tough, not only on Democrats, but also on Republicans. Among other things, he said this.
I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I screwed up my life 6 ways to Sunday, and I believe in redemption. But the first step to getting redemption is you got to admit you got a problem. Amen. I have not heard people in the Republican Party yet admit that they have a problem. And when they do say they have a problem, I don't know if I believe them. I haven't seen the come to Jesus moment of the Republican Party yet. I've voted Republicans almost every time I've gone. I don't know what they even stand for anymore. And they've got to recognize that they have a problem. Hello, my name is the Republican Party, and I got a problem. I'm addicted to spending and big government.
You listened to that, and you responded. You wrote a little essay of yourself saying, you know what, he's wrong.
Yeah, I think he is. I've known Glenn not a long time. You've known him. He was at CNN. Now he's at the other network or other cable network. He's very talented. He's very entertaining and has a powerful influence. That's why I took pen to paper. I think
Let's go through specifics. Where is he wrong?
I think he's wrong because there is a difference between the parties. It's fundamentally clear. There's a difference between Republicans and Democrats. Just ask Republicans and ask Democrats whether they think there's a difference. Can he tell the difference between Michelle Bachmann and Paul Ryan and Nancy Pelosi and Barney Frank? I would think so. Second, he says there hasn't been any acknowledgement by Republicans about their wayward ways, spending and so on. There absolutely has been. There have been a lot of confessionals. A lot of people have said during the Bush years people went too far. And then finally, I think he's just too bleak. Look, whether one agrees or not, the Republican Party is on the move. It's on offense. Conservatism is on offense. Look at what happened in Virginia. Look at what happened in New Jersey. And, of course, look at what happened in Massachusetts.
On the basic premise that he makes, though, that when Republicans were in control, the spending was out of control. Is he right on that?
He is right that there was way too much spending. I agree, Wolf. But it pales in comparison to the spending of Barack Obama. I mean, Barack Obama will, in 1 year, do more deficit spending than Bush did in 4. So I think that's an inaccuracy as well. But to say there's no difference when you've got every Republican voting against the stimulus bill, almost every Republican voting against the health care, is just inaccurate. And again, it's too dark.
We'll do the math, but I think your math is a little bit too unkind to Obama. He's going to have about a $1.6 trillion deficit, but in the last year, the Bush administration was over $1 trillion, too. So it's not exactly like that, but you're right. The spending is out of control.
Okay, if we do the projections in the years to years, it's more spending. It's much more deficit spending. No one excuses the spending during the Republican era, and I think that's accurate. But can it be worse? Yes, it can be worse. My worry about Glenn Beck as a conservative and as a Republican is if he suggests there's no difference between the parties, people may sit on their hands. There are now predictions from people like Charlie Cook and others that Republicans have a chance to take back the House. You want people to understand there's a difference between these parties, and it matters.
He's trying to set the stage for a third party?
I don't know. I don't know that he knows. But what's very interesting, what was interesting about the Tea Parties is that when you talk to the leaders of the Tea Party movement, they said they had no interest in a third party. Conservatives have a lot of interest in gaining more influence in the Republican Party, and they're getting it.
You're getting a lot of negative feedback, positive feedback?
Getting
what
both.
Kind of feedback are you getting?
I'm getting both, but you know, this is a healthy thing in a party. It's better than having resignations and people walking away, so a good debate is good.
Good for you. All right, Bill Bennett, thanks very much.